Okay, welcome to my playthrough of Warframe. Just a small video showing what it can do, what it's about, and all that fun stuff. When you first start the game, you get to choose between 3 different characters. These are all the characters total. But you get to choose between, I believe it was Mag, Excalibur, and Volt was the other one. Now, every Warframe has different abilities. They all play differently. Some are healers, some are tanks, some are DPS. Like Octavia's kind of like a DPS. Yavara's more of a support character. She can stealth. Rhino, who I don't have, is obviously a tank. You can kind of tell that from their name. But they all have different themes. Some of them even use different cultures and religions, like I think it's Inaros or Necros. No, it's definitely Inaros or Inaros that uses Egyptian themes for all this stuff. He actually has a helmet that looks like Anubis, which is pretty interesting. Hydroid, who I used to have but got rid of, is basically Tentacle Monster. For this playthrough, I'm going to be using Yavara, just because I need to use her for now. I also need to get rid of this dagger real quick, because I didn't mean to actually pick that up. So, give me 1 second. Get rid of that. But there's a lot of weapons in this game. This is just the weapons that I currently have. Normally I play with Dread, which is a bow and arrow, Jack Attack, which is a gigantic mace that makes things explode, and for my secondary I'll either go Coalstar, which is an RPG, or Spirit Prime, which are throwing knives. I prefer the stealthy gameplay as opposed to the in-your-face gameplay. It's just the way I play. You can play the game literally any way you want. The way you get items is you craft them, or you find the blueprints to them. You get the parts, you build it, it takes time. Now this is a free-to-play game, which means there is a cash shop, but and we'll get to this little guy in a second, but you can, everything you can get in the cash shop, you can get through playing the game normally. There's nothing, well, okay, you can't get, like, visual items, like different color palettes, nothing that really gives you an edge over anyone else. You just get it. If you purchase it, you just get it sooner than it would take you normally farming it. When you play through the game enough, you also get these little guys. Each one does something different. You can also get dogs and cats, but each one does something different. I use this guy because he's got a lot of health, and they basically collect items for you, so you don't have to run around collecting everything. I'm gonna have Dread equipped and also put on Twin Gremlins because I just unlocked them. I have no idea what they do. I'll put on that. And these are mods. Mods basically alter how the weapons work. You can, if you want, go for max damage, max DPS, which is what a majority of people do. Or what you can do is you can change the weapon depending on your playstyle. Like, let's say you like the fire element. You can make all of your weapons have fire element. Will it be that useful in every level? No, but if that's what's fun for you, then do it. That's one of the things I like about this game. There's no real wrong way to play. It's just all about how you want to play. So I'm going to put in another razor shot just to give it... Really? 4 damage? Okay, I'll put in 50% holster rate. Oh, that's 3. I'll put in that. I'll level it up once. You can level up your mods using what's known as Endo, which you get through levels or from selling your mods and sculptures, which we'll get to a bit later, because I have to do my weekly run for a rare sculpture. I might even make that a different part depending on how well received this is. One of my favorite things is that you can customize everything. Like, literally, well, when I say customize, I mean you can change the colors of things. But I like that you can basically make everything look how you want it to. So I'm just going to try to make this one match my current look. It's fine. What's the accents? We'll make the accents green. So you got a little bit of green on there. I'll make the energy that color too. Do I want the Adiraks? What else do I have? Just because of who this person is, well, yeah, I'll use, do I want that? Yeah, because then I can show you other stuff. There's one of these which gives it like, there it is. I wanted the pattern. I do green or should I do like a purple? Maybe just blue. I'll do green. Let me check what I currently have in here. A bit more damage. Crit chance stacks with combo multiplier. It's really slow to begin with. I'm gonna give it a bit more attack speed. Putting in that and that. And then for damage we'll do 100%. Gives us more damage. That gives us 27. That gives us a lot more. Do I want electricity? Each element also has its different effect. Toxin is like a damage over time. That's it, I believe. Heat, damage over time, and a panic debuff, which if you ever played an RPG is kind of like fear. Shocking touch is like a small stun and an AoE effect. There's another one. I don't think I have it on melee anywhere. Where is it? Oh, I guess I don't have it. There's a cold effect, which slows enemies. But I'm going to use Shocking Touch because I like a little bit of AoE. You can also modify your actual character. Right now I have her maxed for her abilities. But I am going to remove this and put in, if I can find it, it's a jump effect, which I just got and I just enjoy using because it's just fun to me. And do we need? Oh, that's Aura Strength. Okay. Oh, I see now. Have anything else that's good? That's 4. What do I have? Wow, I have a lot of things that are for drain. That's the thing. Mods cost, it's called drain. You can only put a certain amount on them. You increase the amount of mods you can put in by leveling up your Warframe or your weapons. There's also things you can get to double the amount or half the amount of certain things. This is a whole nother level of stuff. It's related to what's essentially talents in terms of generic RPG lingo. But I'll get to that at another time because there's a lot to that. So for 4 I have put in field charge, heavy impact. Heavy impact might just be fun. Yeah, I'll put in heavy impact just because it's just fun. Dread, I think I recently leveled that up a bit. Yeah, I can put more stuff in here. So I'm gonna put in that. No, definitely want that. Make sure everything looks good. Alright. So, yeah, that's the electricity jump thing. The heavy impact I can't really show because I can't fall from a high enough place. But anyway, the game is split up into missions. These are all the locations you can go to. As you can tell, this is essentially our solar system. You start out on Earth, which is a low-level area. I think the final area is this. I don't want to go there because it spoils a bit, but before that is Sedna, which I've unlocked. Actually, I think Eris might be the last place. But regardless, what I'm going to jump into is, ignore this guy. Let's see. Can I do a rift? I'll do one of these because I need to do that. We'll do a survival mission. Now, what these missions are for what's known as syndicates, which are factions, I guess you could say, and you can choose up to. Technically, you can choose every faction, but friends with one makes you enemies of another, and oh, someone just like me. I'm gonna lower the volume on this because it's pretty loud to me, so it's probably pretty loud to you. I'll make it 5 for now. If that's a bit low on the next one, I'll make it a bit lower, and let's just get into it. So this is a survival mission, and it's literally just survive as long as you can while collecting what's called life support. Okay, didn't mean to go that far. But hey, I can show you the heavy impact, which does that. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does do a knockdown, so that does a lot of damage, though. Don't know exactly how much. Enough to kill them. So I wanted to see what this weapon does. Oh, okay, it's kind of like a... It's pretty slow. I don't know what these would be considered. It's not fast enough to be like a submachine gun, but... Assault rifle, I guess? Or mini LMG? I don't know. Anyway, so Ivara is my favorite Warframe when it comes to just fun play because of her abilities. She can go invisible, she can make other people invisible, she can put people to sleep, make little arrows, or zip lines, she can make everyone go to a certain area. But my favorite part, and I'm going to show you with her throwing weapon, is being able to remotely control any thrown weapons or things like that. So right now I'm using my mouse to basically use telekinesis and kill all these guys while I'm invisible, by the way. I'm over there. So they don't know where I am. So they're just dying and they've got no idea what's going on. But it does use up energy, as you can see in the far right corner, but it also multiplies the damage that's done. So I just killed a bunch of guys. But I'm out of energy, which is problematic. So, just give me a sec. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here real quick. Ooh, energy, that helps. So as you can see, this is a bit of a slow melee weapon, but because of the things I put on it, the more I crit, the faster I attack, which really helps. It's also a throwing weapon. Where'd it go? And when I first got this weapon, it just reminded me of Sonic the Hedgehog for the way it goes. And oh shit, get out of here. There is what's known as giving in this game. Headshots also give you a bonus. I think it's a 2-time bonus. When you're stealthed, your weapons have a flat bonus based on the kind of weapon it is. Hammers have the highest amount. That's the only one I know off the top of my head, which is 8-time damage. There's also the jump attack, which is just basically a knockdown. But just clear out these guys real quick. Certain weapons are what's known as silent, which means you can be stealthed and they won't break stealth and enemies won't hear you. Other weapons, however, are alarming, which break stealth and enemies suddenly know where you are, which isn't always a good thing. So, let's see. Let's just kill some more guys. So basically the goal of this is to wait until time runs out and then you can choose to either keep going or, you know, what's known as extract, which is an escape level kind of thing. While Ivara is invisible, she can regain energy, but only through what's known as energy orbs, which if you see them, they're like tiny blue, well, orbs. If I see any before I pick them up, I'll show you. But they're fairly obvious, you can't really miss them. As you can see, my jump, well, that guy just killed. But on a guy that isn't dead, it'll stun them for a second. Which against groups of enemies, oh, that was an energy orb right there. Against groups of enemies, really good. Because it just kind of holds them in place for a few seconds. Which, ow. Sorry, I gotta focus for a second. Now these aren't really that high of level enemies, but I just don't have the best loadout currently. recently I've been using a Warframe known as Octavia, who uses music to kill. You can actually create your own soundtracks and stuff, but I'm not showing that because I plan on posting this to YouTube, and the sounds I made are, well, probably would get a strike on my account, and I don't want that. But I might make my own music later just to show you how that works. It is a multiplayer game. You do play with either random people or your friends. My fiance and I actually play this game a bit. She's a bit new to it. I've been playing it for 40 days now, give or take. Oh, that's another thing. These control consoles. When these guys are aware of your location, they'll suddenly press these and cause alarms to blare. First alarm makes everyone aware of your location no matter what. Second alarm locks doors, but then you can hack into them and turn off the alarms. What I'm about to do now, because there's a lot of enemies, is what's known as a focus ability. My focus ability, everyone that gets hit by that purple wave is confused, so they'll attack their teammates. But what it also does is gives my melee weapon an additional, I think it's 15% crit chance, additive. So if my melee weapon has 10%, it now has 25%. And every time I crit, I go invisible for 5 seconds. And that invisibility it can't be gotten rid of until it runs out. So as long as I have a lot of enemies and I keep hitting them and I keep critting, basically always invisible. Which I enjoy. I've never actually tested to see if it works with the thrown ability. So I'm gonna just... let me just... Boop. As you can see, this thing bounces back. There is a mod called Punch Through, which will allow it to just kind of... Oh shit. Come on, come on. Which allows it to, as it sounds, punch through enemies. For now, I'm going to stay invisible, because there's a lot of enemies, and I don't enjoy dying. And there seems to be enough that I'll get enough energy to stay alive, invisible. Alright, 71%, so I'm going to use this to give us some more life support. I'm going to try to get a headshot, because when you're invisible, you get a bonus headshot with Nvara's Prowl. I didn't do it. Oh. There it is. There's different kinds of crits in the game as well. There's yellow crits, which is regular crit, but if you go above that, which is above every percent above 100% crit chance gives you a 1% crit chance to do a red crit, which is like an additional 3-time damage or something like that. Basically a lot of damage. And that might sound like a lot after a while, but you need it. There are enemies in this game that go up to level 100, and unless you're built for it and have strong weapons, they just don't want to die. What I just did right there was you can scan enemies, which adds them to what's known as a codex. To be honest, I'm not fully sure how the codex works. You get affinity for it, which is equivalent to EXP. You can look in the codex to get information on them, and there are certain abilities that will give you bonus damage against them. Oh, extraction's ready. Perfect time. So, let me take out my melee weapon. Clear things out. And now what we're doing is we're just going to be leaving. Gorgon blueprint. I think I already have that. But, I'll start crafting that so my next video, or whenever that's done, can have that weapon in it. And, yeah, that's not that strong. Ow! Must have gotten while I was in stealth, too. Right now I'm just fighting my way to the exit. If you hear clicking in the background, apologies, that's my keyboard. It's mechanical. Doo-doo-doo. Taking out the enemies. We can get some more life support so we don't run out before we get to the exit. Fuck it, I'm just gonna run to the exit. There is what's known as bullet jump, which is basically kind of bullet time. Kind of in the fact that you slow down, but nothing else does. So it's good for like those fancy kills. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Got to go down here. Gotta go up. The wall? No. Through here, over here. And this game can be as fast-paced or as slow as you want. Like, I'm running through. Some people run through just killing everything left and right. I prefer, when I'm playing on my own, to stealth. So it can take me a good, like, 45 minutes to do one level. But I'm in and out, no one even knows I'm there, and I kill everything to get all the items. And that, to me, that's fun. It's basically stealth archer. Okay, so when you finish a level, you get presented with this. You get to see all the EXP you get, the syndicate standings you get, mods, items, how much damage you've dealt. I really dealt any, but we're not going to talk about that. I don't know, a bunch of stuff like that. So, that's the basics of the game. There is what's known as archwings. I don't know if it's arch or archwings, but whatever. Those are space airplane missions. No, that's not even, like, you're in space, but you're on a jetpack. There's a word for it, and I just can't think of it, and I'm going to sound incredibly stupid now. Anyway, so I can now level up this by giving them, I don't have one of those. What about this guy? Don't have that either, so not much I can do now. Anyway, elite squad. So now that a few of my things leveled up, this is rank 7. I should be, no, it didn't get any more capacity. But, as you saw, this was a very slow firing weapon, so I'm going to put in this, which will give it 60% more fire rate and 60% multi-shot, which means every time it fires, the weapon has a chance of firing an additional or double bullet, if it's a bullet-based weapon. We still have 3, so I'm going to go all the way down and that back in. So that'll make that attack a bit faster. And I'm going to put my favorite weapon on. And I'm going to put on stealth kills. So my next video is going to be all about being silent and having no one notice you. Let me just make sure I have everything I need on here. Finisher. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. And do I want this for... I mean, I'm doing stealth, so that weapon isn't good. But... want to level it, so I'm going to keep it on. I have enough to put another thing on here. So I'm going to see. I can put up to 12 because the polarity halves it if it matches. So I can put in that, but all bows have an 8 punch through. When it says +1, that means 1 meter. So I'm going to put in... This is going to be silent, so I want to be able to... I'll put in Stormbringer so I can kind of stun them for a bit, especially in an AoE. And I think that's all I need for now. So that's enough for this episode, or part, or whatever you want to call it. Next time we'll be doing a full playthrough of the stealth mission. I don't know if I'm going to do an exterminate or what's known as a spy mission. Probably a spy, because that makes more sense. But anyway, that's it for now. Everything's fancy. Have a good day.